When things get easy, try harder. Every time I reach a new level of success, I remind myself how hard I worked when I was just starting out. Some people climb the mountain, reach the summit, and then coast. But that's a recipe for complacency and stagnation. To avoid this, I push myself even harder when things get easy. I take on new challenges, I raise my standards, and I never stop learning. Why? Because my vision is bigger than my current circumstances. Why not act like you aren't comfortable yet? Because comfort breeds complacency. 16. Only ask for advice from people who have been where you want to go. This one's crucial. If the person giving you advice hasn't achieved what you're trying to achieve, their strategy is flawed. It doesn't matter how many books they've read or how many theories they espouse. If they haven't walked the path themselves, their insights will be limited. Seek out mentors who are already where you want to be and ask them for guidance. Their advice will be practical, relevant, and proven. 17. The word no is a complete sentence. You're allowed to say no. You don't need to give a lengthy explanation. To decline anything, you don't need permission. If you want to avoid hurting other words, the feelings that you feel matter most. Do what protects your time, energy, and mental health. You don't have to say yes to every invitation, every request, every opportunity. A no today is a yes to your future. 18. Don't dim your light. Be you, unapologetically, without excuses. If your authenticity threatens people, that's their deal. Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. True friends, partners, and collaborators will celebrate your uniqueness. The world needs your brilliance. Don't hide it. 19. Have one major goal for your life. People ask why I have all this motivation or drive. But the most important question should be, why aren't you more motivated? What drives me is, I know why I was sent here. I know what my life will represent. I know what my purpose in life entails. This should be the one driving force that drives you forward to achieve. 20. Stop reading books. Start studying them. There is a real difference. If I read a book just to say I read it, I retain nothing that would translate to what I learn. I do not retain new information. If I read a book because I am studying to teach it to others how to apply the lessons to their life, then that consumption will change and shift my beliefs, actions, and the way I show up for other people. This is the purpose of studying. Which of these lessons resonated with you most? Share this article/video with a friend who needs to hear this. Let's create a ripple effect of positive change. Make sure to follow for more content like this. Follow me on social media. Ready to take control of your life and start building your dream? Let's get moving. If this resonated with you, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Let's create some positive ripple effects. What's one action you're going to take this week based on these lessons? Share in the comments. Okay, listen up. I'm 44, and if I could jump in a time machine and slap some sense into my 20-year-old self, it would be about this stuff. Forget the BS, follow your passion advice. This is about the real rules of the game. The rules they don't teach you in college. The ones that separate the dreamers from the doers. Ready to unlock your potential and build a life that's truly epic? Let's dive in. 1. Don't become a master of things you hate. Early on, I thought I needed to be a jack of all trades. I was wrong. Life's too short to grind away at stuff that drains your soul. If you dread accounting, sales calls, or customer service, don't force it. Focus on your zone of genius, the things you're naturally good at and passionate about. Then, as you build momentum, delegate or outsource the tasks you despise. This isn't about being lazy. It's about strategic energy management. You'll be more productive, happier, and ultimately wealthier. 2. Master your sleep. Bedtime and wake-up consistency is a superpower. Okay, this sounds basic, but trust me, it's a game changer. I used to burn the candle at both ends, thinking sleep was for the weak. Big mistake. Your sleep schedule is the foundation of everything. Consistency is key. Find a bedtime and wake-up time that works for your body and stick to it, even on weekends. This regulates your circadian rhythm, boosts your energy, sharpens your focus, and improves your mood. Seriously, most of your problems will shrink when you're well-rested. Consistency compounds into greatness over time. It is the first domino to knock down to find success. 3. Your body is your only permanent home. Treat it like a temple. This isn't just about vanity. It's about longevity and performance. When you're healthy, you have 1,000 goals and dreams. When you're sick, you have only one: to get better. Don't treat your body like a rusty junker. Treat it like $1 million racehorse. Fuel it with nutritious food, move it regularly, get enough sleep, and manage your stress. If you have energy, you have focus, and you can outwork almost anyone. Invest in your health. It's the best ROI you'll ever get. If you only knock one thing off this list, make sure it is this one. 4. Surround yourself with people who want more for you, not from you. I used to be surrounded by energy vampires, people who constantly drained my energy and demanded everything while giving nothing back. It was toxic. When I finally took inventory of my relationships and cleared out those leeches, everything changed. I started gravitating towards people who believed in me, who pushed me to be better, who celebrated my wins, and who held me accountable. Seek out mentors, join masterminds, and cultivate friendships with people who inspire you to level up. Their belief in you will become your own. 5. Normalize letting people live in the reality they've chosen. I used to argue with everyone. I'd get frustrated with people who tried to convince me that living a stress-free life was the way to go, or that I should be happy with what I have. I realized that energy is better spent on improving myself and surrounding myself with like-minded individuals. Instead of trying to change people, they will either be inspired to follow or they are meant to be where they are. Now I just let them be. I don't engage. I allow them to exist in their chosen reality. You never know. Eventually, they might get curious about what you're up to and ask for your advice. 6. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. Sometimes, people mistake my confidence for arrogance. I get it, but the truth is, I'm all about service. I believe that playing small or being timid doesn't inspire or help anyone. It won't do anything for others. Humility is serving others, but it doesn't mean you have to think low self of who you are. It actually means that you have to recognize what great things you are capable of doing, and that those great things can ultimately benefit others. 7. You get tested the hardest right before you level up. I've seen this pattern over and over. When I was recording my audiobook, I got the flu. Right before I was about to hit a new PR at the gym, I got injured. When I was on track for a record-breaking month, someone quit. When I hit a new landmark, my car got a flat tire. I had to fix it on the side of the road, at night in the rain. It's like the universe tests your resolve right before you're about to break through. In those moments, you have to prove to yourself that you want it bad enough. Reframe the challenge as an opportunity to prove your mettle. Ask yourself, do I really want this? Prove it. 8. Daily self-improvement is the only addiction you need. I'm addicted to personal expansion. I love waking up each day a little better, a little sharper, a little more focused, a little stronger, a little more confident, a little more joyful and graceful. If you wake up with an attitude of just getting 1% better each day, and if you have a setback, that's okay. Give yourself some grace, but just stay focused on getting better. It changes your whole life. When you focus on improving a little bit each day, you'd be surprised on who that small improvement has ripple effects on. When you are your best self, you inspire those around you, and sometimes you create new opportunities that will come your way. 9. You teach people how to treat you. I see this all the time. Someone tolerates unanswered texts, canceled meetings, or constant lateness, and then they complain about it. You're the one setting the precedent. If you don't establish your boundaries, communicate your preferences, and uphold your standards, people will continue to disrespect you. The first time someone crosses a line, speak up. Don't be afraid to say, "That's not okay." When you set clear expectations, people will adjust their behavior accordingly. The earlier you set that tone for your relationships, the better it is for everyone involved. 10. It's better to admit you're at the wrong door than to spend too long in the wrong room. So often, we're born into situations we didn't choose. A certain city, a certain school, a certain friend group. The problem comes when we stay in those situations out of obligation or fear, even though they no longer serve us. Don't be afraid to cut your losses and move on. The sooner you acknowledge that something isn't right for you, the sooner you can find a place where you truly belong. Whether it's a dead-end job, a toxic relationship, or a city that stifles your growth, give yourself permission to leave. Your sanity and future success depend on it. 11. The fact that you're waiting for a sign is the sign. When I was a teenager, I made a series of terrible decisions that landed me in jail. In that moment of desperation, I turned to God and asked for a sign. But the very act of asking, the fact that I was seeking guidance was the sign. The desire for something better, the recognition that you need help. That's all the evidence you need to start moving in a new direction. It's like sometimes God shows you that He is the rock at the bottom of the ocean so that you will never need to ask for another sign if you keep fighting forward. 12. Nothing you've been through makes you weaker. Whenever someone's struggling or facing a setback, I remind them of this. You've been through worse, and you survived. Every challenge, every failure, every heartbreak has shaped you into the person you are today. Don't view your past as a burden. View it as your superpower. It's given you resilience, perspective, and empathy. You're not becoming weaker. This is just another opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more badass than ever before. 13. Everything wants you when you want nothing. The most powerful person in any room is the one who doesn't need anything from anyone else. When you come across as needy or desperate, people can sense it, and it's a major turnoff. Instead, focus on your own value, your own goals, and your own internal state. When you detach from the outcome and focus on your purpose, you'll attract opportunities, relationships, and abundance into your life without even trying. It's the ultimate paradox, because everything wants to be the thing that helps you, so you have to be open to receiving instead of begging for things to start showing up. 14. You have to be willing to be misunderstood for a long time to succeed. If you have a vision that's bigger than anything anyone around you is currently pursuing, they're not going to understand your choices. They'll question your priorities, doubt your methods, and maybe even ridicule your ambition. That's okay. It means you're on the right track. Embrace the discomfort of being different. The same people who misunderstand you today will be bragging about knowing you once you achieve your goals. Let criticism motivate you even more. 15.